Well, many still processing the Sixers arena bombshell that we experienced on Sunday. We learned that the plan for a Center City arena, it was being ditched.
All this week, investigative reporter Liz Crawford has been talking with city council members about what went down and lessons learned for the future.
It was the Sunday morning shocker no one saw coming.
Sunday morning, how do you get the news?
A text.
And your immediate reaction?
What in the world was my immediate reaction?
I received a text and I could not believe what I was reading.
In a group text, my initial reaction was anger and frustration, confusion.
I was in church.
My immediate reaction was shock, like most of the city.
After more than 2 years of negotiating, the $1.3 billion deal was off. The Sixers would not build an arena in Center City after all. It wasn't just a plot twist. For some on city council, it was a gut punch.
I think the Sixers and 76 DevCo owe the entire city an apology. They showed a profound level of disrespect for community leaders and elected officials, and most importantly, the community that they voice that they want to serve.
That's 2 years I can't get back in my life. Negotiating in earnest about that site and caring deeply about both the pros and cons of that site.
The original deal on the eastern stretch of Market Street was highly divisive and resulted in more than 40-plus hours of heated city council hearings. At times, council chambers exploded with emotions, ejections, and eventually a 12-5 vote approval. A grueling process that ultimately gave the Sixers what they wanted.
We're talking about a deal that didn't really happen through negotiations with the people. It happened through billionaires in backdoor rooms that made decisions, and their focus is profit, and so you should always expect for them to do what's best for their bottom line.
Does anybody owe the city of Philadelphia an apology? I mean, people were emotionally invested in this.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. We will pay attention.
One thing that has been unfortunate about what's happened this week is that there has been virtually no acknowledgement by the Sixers, by the mayor of the stress that this put not only on Chinatown, but the entire city.
Mayor Sherrell Parker said the city starts from scratch on the new project in South Philly, an unexpected chapter yet to be written in the Sixers arena saga. The takeaways?
There were additional questions that we could have or should have asked. There were certain, I think, penalties that should have maybe put in place in the event that something like this happened.
Folks will be a lot more critical. There will be a lot more scrutiny, and it will be done in a way that I think is going to be reflective of making sure that voices are heard.
It feels like many, if not all, the elected officials had no power in any of this.
Well, we get to decide on how that land is dispensed in South Philly, and that is our leverage point. And we will be laser focused. The devil's in the details.
Well, you heard from 5 council members there. Many declined to comment. I also asked the mayor for an interview, but haven't heard back yet. Now, city council is back in session next Thursday. It is still unclear what the next step is for them on this new arena plan. A lot is unclear at this point.
But the target year is still 2031.
That's when they want to open up.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll be following it.
I know she will.
We'll be watching.
All right, Liz, thanks so much. I know you will.
Of course, our coverage of the arena fallout continues on CBSPhiladelphia.com. That's where we shared more reaction from city leaders and also from stakeholders in the new arena development at the sports complex.